What's up, guys? Beam here, and welcome back to another video. And for the first time since, let me check real quick, for the first time since October 30th, 2021, we are doing an anime review. I wanted to make this a series all the way back then. I don't know why I stopped. Well, I kind of do know why. I stopped watching anime as much. I still love anime, still watch anime decently often, I guess. There's like, I'll go months without watching it, then I'll binge watch an entire series in like a week, and then go months without watching. You get what I'm saying, right? So that's partially why, but we're going to come in full swinging. I want to get back into anime, and it allows me to make more content for you guys. So for the first time in basically 2 years, we got an anime review, and today it is Komi Can't Communicate, the first 2 seasons. In the title, as you guys see, I specified season 1 and 2. The reason why is I'm hoping for a season 3. The reason why I'm hoping for season 3 is we'll just get straight into it. I absolutely love the anime. It's amazing. Not like a perfect 10 out of 10 for me, but it's still great. It's very wholesome. It's funny. I do have some critiques about the anime, though, on why I wouldn't rate it a 10, right? But it's still great. And I'll tell you guys my rating if I already haven't. I don't remember if I already said my rating. It's not a 10, but y'all will hear my rating at the end of the video. You should know how this goes if you watch the Yusuga no Sora review much past it. Now, Komi Can't Communicate was an anime that initially released in fall of 2021. So around the exact same time I actually started doing these anime reviews. So I wish I did this review then for season 1 specifically to capitalize. But hey, my fault. But we got it dropped in fall of 2021, and it, from my knowledge, was mainly a Netflix anime series, I'm pretty sure. But either way, a lot of people loved it off the bat. It's great. I know it has a manga, and the manga is obviously a lot further along, and that's why I do hope for a 3rd season, because there's so much more that you can do with this anime. It's very well liked, and if you don't know what Komi Can't Communicate is about, it's about this very popular, beautiful girl going into school, high school, I believe, but she is extremely, extremely shy. Very bad social anxiety, will not talk to anyone. You barely hear her talk throughout the entire series. Now, it's like, oh, why is that? Well, it's actually, again, social anxiety. It's bringing light to that, right? She's extremely popular, but very nervous to talk to people. And that's a dope concept. So, and they play, and she makes a friend. What is my man's name again? His name is Tandano. Tandano is ends up becoming her first friend, the first person she really talks to, and not talk in a verbal way. She uses a notebook and pencil or pen or whatever to talk to him, right? And they talk that way, and it is just wonderful. It's great. It's magical. And basically her goal is to gain 100 friends. It's a very wholesome goal, and it's awesome. And basically Tandano is trying to help her out while being friends with her and all that. And, you can see the genuine connection. Now, I will say this isn't a romance anime, but has very heavy romantic undertones. And if they do get a season 3 and like further on, right, I do expect romance to become an official genre of the anime. But for season 1 and 2, their romance isn't a genre. In fact, it's comedy that is the genre, while romance is just a romantic subtext. So it's romantic underlying, but not the main focal point. It's mainly comedy, right? Which it is pretty comedic. They do have some pretty funny characters, like Najimi. Najimi's just a funny character. People don't know if Najimi's a boy or girl. It's a whole thing. It's pretty funny. You got Omuharu. She's like a Chinibyo girl. looks basically designed like Rika was from Chinibyo. Love Chinibyo and Other Illusions, where Rika's from. So she's a Chinibyo. She has funny parts, and then a bunch of other characters in the show that help build it. Obviously, the main characters are Tantano and Komi, but you got funny characters throughout. My main criticism, though, is actually one of these characters, Agari, or Himiko. Agari, I don't like Agari because Agari is like Darkness from Konosuba, but done worse. Because she seems like such a... They try to play her off as like some masochist, I guess, in a sense, for comedic effect. And it can be funny at times, but they kind of overdo it sometimes. And, and initially, I was going to be under the impression that Agari was like a bookworm type of person, not the masochist comedic character. So sometimes it can be really uncomfortable if you're not into that sort of thing, which is my main criticism of the series, right? It's just a very weird character. You can find enjoyment within the character, but it's a weird character, extremely weird character. But yeah, it and basically just follows Komi and Tandano trying to get Komi out of her shell, her making more friends and stuff like that, right? And it's very wholesome. It's very sweet, and it's awesome, right? And that's... Now, the thing is, once you get into the second season, though, second season, which came out in spring of 2022, the romantic hints and the romantic underlining, right, becomes a lot more heavy between Tandano and Komi. Like, there's a time where Tandano is sick, and Komi is trying to help take care of Tandano without trying to wake him up, but then like she's extremely flustered and whatnot because it's just them two, and she doesn't want to have him wake up because then she get extremely embarrassed because what I mean, nerves like that. So you can very tell that they're starting to develop feelings for each other, and I definitely think, again, it'll continue to build like that throughout the show if they do more seasons past season 2. And again, I do hope they do so. By the way, Komi's mom, Shuko, Komi's first name is Shoko, but everyone calls her Komi because the show's Komi Can't Communicate. Her mom, Shuko, is also a pretty funny character because unlike the rest of her family, she's very outgoing. The rest of Komi's family, like her brother, her dad, and whatnot, very quiet individuals. And you don't even really see the dad on screen, actually, at all. But get pretty funny characters. And, but you get the romantic underlining, and obviously, if you know anything about me, I'm a romance anime sucker. I love romance anime. It's the main genre I watch. In fact, the next anime review will be about a romance anime called Girlfriend. So yeah. But the second season, again, if obviously you can see that shift from less about comedy and more shifting to that romantic underlining. Still same premise about trying to get Komi more friends, get her out of her shell and whatnot. And honestly, I like the second season more because there is either no more or less of Agari, right? Agari gets pretty much replaced with a different character known as Katai, which Katai is a big muscular dude who also suffers from social anxiety like Komi does, although not as bad, right? But since he's big and muscular, a lot of people see his like efforts like trying to smile, and it's like very awkward, as threatening and scary, when all he's trying to do is make some friends, but he's just big, muscular, and scary, and so it's harder for him to make friends, but he makes friends with Tandano and Komi and whatnot. And it's a better dynamic that way. Although for me, again, season 2 is also not a 10 out of 10, but still better than season 1. Because again, I'm a sucker for romance animes. And 2, at least all of the characters listed on my anime list right here are all likable to a degree, right? So that is why I think season 2 is better than season 1, is because the character swap. And again, it is the same premise. I'm trying to remember some of these episodes because I watched it so long ago. But it got some nice homey vibe to it and everything. It looks like I'm pretty sure there was a Christmas episode and everything. It was really dope. And it's just a dope series. I really like the series. I do hope they continue it. We have no word about the anime being continued at this point in time. But I do hope they continue it. And it's a very simple premise, but it's hard for me to fully explain my thoughts because I watched it so long ago. And then two, I don't want to spoil too much, but obviously there are spoilers and stuff. You know what I mean? Komi, like a lot of people who struggle with social anxiety, actually is able to talk on the phone a lot better because that's when you mostly hear her voice, right? But she's still very nervous and very shy, right? But she can talk easier on the phone with Tandano and like other people, than she can in person. And even then, it's just like noises like that and shit, right? And I don't know. I think it's cool. It brings light to like people who suffer from social anxiety, which I don't suffer from like that. Like, because I'll talk to people completely fine in person or not, as long as they're friends and I know them. But if I don't know them, I'm a lot more hesitant and nervous. So I don't suffer from it, but I can relate to a small degree with it. You know what I mean? I think that's cool and stuff like that. And then I think the romantic story that's brewing is great. And it's got very nice, funny moments, likable characters, and it's just great. There's one character that they don't have listed on here, which I find surprising. I don't remember her name, but there's a character in Komi, and she's like a yandere type character because she likes Komi a lot, right? And it's like, oh, I want it for myself type thing, but not in the full yandere sense, but she's obviously the yandere archetype, basically, right? And it's just funny. It is pretty funny. She kidnaps Tandano at one point. It is wild. It is funny, but it's all good fun in the anime, and it's just great. What would I rate it? I would rate both seasons a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 across the board. Again, not a perfect 10 from either seasons, but I do think season 2 is slightly better. But Komi Can't Communicate it's a great anime, well worth your watch. I think a lot of people would enjoy it. It is extremely popular for a reason. Do hope we get another season. I feel like a lot of people hope that, especially with the way the manga has gone and is very popular and everything. I've never read manga once, but if we don't get another season, I might actually read the manga for this one because I really want the full story, right? For Komi. So that's everything I can really say about the anime. I know I probably repeated myself quite a little bit, but bear with me, hopefully these videos get better over time. But yeah, that is my opinions on Komi Can't Communicate. Great anime, great series. If you guys watched it, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, anime reviews are back. More on the way, of course. And yeah, go check out the anime if you haven't. And, all my socials and stuff like that in the description. But yeah, nothing else left to say. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.